glory hole to Major Tom. Whip your panties off, then put your condoms on. Or don't, doesn't matter. Glory hole to Major Tom. It feels so right, but then it feels so wrong. So get your KY and hope it's not a guy. Unless you're into that thing, that's totally fine. If you're totally it doesn't really matter. This is Major Tom to glory hole. I put my penis through. And it's throbbing in the most peculiar way. This bathroom stall looks very different today. I don't know who's on the other side. I hope it's not a guy. 'Cause this is kind of gay, but I'll do it anyway. Curious. Ladies and gentlemen, your host for the Meltdown, Mr. Morris Bartlett.
Oh, thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Meltdown. I'm Morris Bartlett. I'm not wearing this all day.
Yeah, it's gonna last 5 seconds.
I only finally just managed to acquire the safety equipment that everyone's been required this entire time.
Yeah.
I had to kill a Chinese family for it. So. It's really hot. Hi, my name is Morris Bartlett. I am the host of this show, The Meltdown. It is live comedy. There are very few opportunities these days for you to entertain yourselves around the trash fire. And so we have come from our individualized pods to come make your life less miserable so that you kill yourself more slowly.
Yeah.
Okay. Goal. Hi, everyone. Hi, welcome. The Meltdown, of course, isn't just me, even though I am the most important piece, and that's the only way I justify continuing to live. But of course, also we're joined. You've already heard him. You've already met him. He's my friend with actual talent. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a little love to the one and only leader of the Meltdown band, Ty Bisonols. Hi, Ty. How have you been?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm not bad. It's a decent one tonight. Nice chill Meltdown tonight. Right?
Nice chill.
Yeah. We got like a nice chunk of people in chat though already.
Nice.
Yeah, they started watching the previous episode. One of them called me Hodor. He was a graphic designer. And honestly,
just like a disgruntled. Just like a grab. Yeah.
I mean,
making fucking Hallmark cards.
I mean, listen, bro. When you're right, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, I can't disagree with it.
I mean, at least Hodor had that hog on him. Yeah, speaking of, you realized that the glory hole thing is not like a little bit maybe gay. You know that's like all the way gay, right?
We listened. You and I and Tanner, as a matter of fact, our producer, listened to a very good podcast, Duncan Justice podcast about glory holes.
Did we? I don't remember this.
I was on the way to Kelowna. It was fascinating. I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
But yeah, that's just because if a girl just wants to blow any random dude, she doesn't have to like go to a sketchy bathroom to do that.
In my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
like honestly,
this is a timepiece on the other side of this gross moldy wall. I'm gonna put my dick through.
Have you ever actually gone to a glory hole?
No. I don't think I've ever seen one in the flesh.
In the flesh.
Yeah, or on my flesh.
I have also I've seen one time, but I've never participated. But I feel like there's always going to be a feel of mustache.
There's the whole thing. It's all code, right? There's like you show your feet at the bottom.
Okay.
You give a little fucking, I don't know, wiggle.
And then you put your finger through, according to the documents I read on the internet.
Oh, wow. You read documents.
The FBI report about it.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
So what we're learning is that Tanner doesn't really care who sucks him off. And, Tyler, I mean to say, and that's fine. I'm sure Tanner doesn't give a fuck anyways. Okay.
Why do I
do not
you know what? Fuck this. Let's get into the show. All right, this is enough. Fine. We are, of course, we love to have one of our friends of the show join us. And since we transitioned to the internet, It has been our one favorite friend of the show. She's one of God's own prototypes. She is a handmade creation. There is not another one like her. She has the secrets of the life of the universe and everything, and she does not give a fuck. She is a tall glass of autism. Everyone, please help me welcome to the show my comedy daughter, the wonderful Jessica Peugeot. Hi. Okay, I'm not the only one who's found a mask. Hi, Jessica. Welcome back to the show.
I remembered my old plague doctor mask.
Okay.
I can barely breathe.
I mean, are you in a place where you're at risk of coronavirus?
No, but I just like to wear it just for by myself so I feel pretty.
Oh God.
I'm reaching the part of the pandemic hairstyle where I'm starting to always look a little bit like a 15th century French king. So this is the mask is the only thing that keeps me looking for Louis the 14th at all times. So
all right. Well, he's not the worst Louis you could look like.
I mean, there's always a loosier Louis.
That's true. Hi, how have you been? How has your world been treating you?
Well, I've been going to stores dressed like a plague doctor and haunting the local no-frills, so I've been having a delightful time.
Oh, great.
I've been giving my neighbors new and surprising nightmares rather than the old nightmares that they've had before, those bland off the shelf nightmares. I like a new bespoke kind of night terror.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is you finally turned the corner into becoming the subject of a horror movie.
I am the darkness.
I'm so proud of you. Congratulations, Jessica. It's been a long time coming. If you need to borrow any sharp objects, you just let me know, okay?
He has a lot.
That is a delight because, I have always wanted to act, and specifically I have always wanted to be a serial killer in a movie.
Yeah.
That has always been my dream. But like a subtle one, so you don't know who it is until halfway through.
Like Scream.
Yeah.
Wait, who was the serial killer in Scream? It was
It changes all the time.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it was like
it was two dudes at first, right?
I thought it was the developmentally disabled kid.
One at first?
See, there's precedent.
And then it just changes? How does it change? Do they retcon it? Like it was always somebody else?
It's actually just been me the entire time.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, congratulations on being a serial murderer. I'm so proud of you. Okay, we have only a couple of guests today. We're kind of transitioning into a more talkish format, so this seems to be working. So let's bring on a friend. This act, I met her several years ago here in Vancouver. She's been a very hilarious comedian. Also, she was a great source of marijuana at one point when it was quasi-legal and you couldn't just get it from Lebanese dudes in stores. She is a wonderful, sweet person. She's come over here as a Viking, and she is pillaging all of our cultural products. She's a delight. I love her. You're gonna love her too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please give a little love to the one and only Frida Halgren.
That's me. Thank you.
Hi, Frida,
Thank you
welcome to the show.
very much. Cheers. Thank you so much for having me on
My
the show. I don't know why, but I can buy Swedish cider here in Canada. I don't think that it's an essential thing, but I'm not complaining.
It looks pretty essential.
But yeah, you mentioned that I've been a source of marijuana. I still am. I am a frontline worker. I sell cannabis. And that's an essential service in the province of British Columbia.
I've been told it's medicine.
Exactly. Well, I mean, even when it isn't medicine, it's still essential. Not in Nova Scotia. So I guess they're the nerds of Canada.
Okay, yeah.
There it's like weed, no, that's not essential. In Vancouver or in BC, it's like, yes, it's definitely essential.
I did notice one other strong difference between us and Nova Scotia. They're having mass shootings and we're not. I feel like those are connected.
I was like, yo, if I was gonna bring this one up, I'm like, oh, they got a rump going. I want to shit on him. But
I'm just saying.
maybe if they would have smoked a little fucking weed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I bet that
Yeah,
it was because the weed stores weren't open. No, definitely not. Very unrelated, but still, it's very interesting to work in an industry that went from illegal to essential in that year and a half.
Yeah.
It's interesting for sure. But yeah, I haven't been on the show yet, but Corona times are pretty good. I mean, I've stopped wearing makeup and wearing a bra. I've stopped shaving. I did all those things like 10 years ago, but I guess in preparation for this, it's very like, I don't think about it anymore, but it's fun seeing like memes on the internet from girls like, oh, I'm not shaving my legs, and I'm like, oh right, yeah, people do that sometimes. Like I'm blessed to not care about that kind of thing. I used to just say that it was a Swedish thing. It's really fun. Like when I moved here, I hung out with another Swedish girl that she didn't shave her legs either. And so I had a friend that asked, like, just, so is that a Swedish thing that girls don't shave their legs? And we were both like, yeah, it's a Swedish thing. Like, it definitely isn't. Like, it's not. Swedish girls shave their legs just as much. It's just a nice thing to blame. It's just whenever I do something where it's just, it's just because I'm Swedish. It's
Sweet.
That's the reason. It's really I mean, it doesn't always work because I don't sound Swedish enough. Like I still talk too good English. I have to get worse at it.
Do you play it up when it's like you're talking about shaving your legs? Like, oh,
I'm just so bad at, even when I try to like to speak more Swedish, it's very hard to bring it out now because I've spent such a long time trying to like
Crush it down.
Yeah, just keep it inside. Like sometimes it's annoying just because in Canada, like when I just moved here, I would be like, oh, so excited to talk to people, and they would be like, oh, you're Swedish? I'm Norwegian. And I'm like, oh, vad kul! Oh, då snackar du väl norska då? Oh, and
right.
Like start to speak Norwegian with them, and then they're like, oh, no. Like I'm Norwegian in the way that my grandmother came from Norway 100 years ago. Like, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So do you have any relationship to Norway? And they're like, oh, yeah. So it's like, I have to be careful because some people say I'm Swedish and sometimes they mean I'm not Swedish. But I'm actually Swedish.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm born and raised there. I moved here because the grass is greener and cheaper and legal and all that jazz. No, but it is weird, like being like working through this time, because I don't like it. It goes up and down. Like sometimes it feels fine. It feels like cool and fun going to work, and just it feels normal. But then you're like, oh no, it's not normal at all. Like this is weird. And then it's like, do people need cannabis that bad? But yes, they do. They do.
We definitely do.
Yeah, like we need to be open, so it's good. But like speaking of weed, it's like that's my favorite part. This is only funny if you smoke weed in Canada, but the like my favorite part about the coronavirus so far has been no one's complaining about the excessive packaging of legal weed, which is like the number one thing. It's like, this container is so big. Like I'm like, it's legal weed. Like, just let me just put you on the phone with Sweden and they'll tell you about losing their driver's license for cops smelling weed after you smoked a joint. Like, it's just so insane that people are still like finding the energy to complain about legal weed. It's
definitely.
It's really interesting. But I was gonna, like, I was listening to the talk in the beginning. They're like, it's fun coming from Sweden. Like, my last bit of Canadian skills that I need to master is like sounding more Canadian. Like, I still can't say a in the convincing way. It's like, oh, for sure, and it's just like, did I do it right? It's just really hard. And like, oh, for sure, eh?
For sure, buddy.
Oh, fuck
For sure. Like, I can't. I really need practice for that. But it's interesting with like idioms and sayings, and like that's also a thing that you learn really late after you start learning a language. Like, because I learned Icelandic, I was there for a year, and I did not dabble with sayings at all. But then I was in Norway, and I was there for 3 years, and I got into the sayings a little bit there. But I just hated them because they were so dumb. Like, I think there's one in English that is just close but no cigar.
Okay.
In Norway, they say close doesn't shoot the rider off the horse.
All right.
He does not.
We're just like, oh,
they're not wrong.
I think someone who was closer would have a better shot at shooting somebody off of a horse.
That's not what it meant.
Okay.
That's true, but it's still like, is that the kind of clothes we're going for? Like, yeah.
Gotta shoot something.
I like the cigar better. Another one that I just really, really couldn't get over was, like, in English, you can say that you want to have the cake and eat it too. In Norway, they say you can't have it both in a bag and a sack.
You can't.
Paper, motherfucker. A bag is a sack, right?
Give me.
Yes, and you can also put a bag inside a sack. So it's just by logic not a true saying, and therefore I don't agree on it at all. Yeah.
All right.
There's some English ones that bug me as well, like, and this is a little bit weird. I might need some help with this because there's one that like 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. Getting 2 birds stoned at once.
Right.
For me, like, I would use that if I'm like, oh, I have to go to Kingsgate Mall to buy booze. Why don't I also pick up my weed at the post office that I ordered? That way I can get 2 birds in 1 stone. And to me, I'm saying that, like, wouldn't that be convenient? But killing 2 birds with 1 stone is not a convenient thing. Like in Sweden, we say 2 flies with 1 smack, which is like a doable thing that I have done in my lifetime many times. I've smacked a fly and gotten a bonus one, but for birds, I've never killed 2 with 1 stone. But then I'm like, okay, did this saying start? And are they talking about bird, like non-flying birds? Like, are they just conveniently like using this stone to kill this chicken after they killed another chicken?
See, I've never killed 2 flies with 1 smack. Perhaps you're a bit more athletic than I am.
Maybe you're clever.
I just grew up on the countryside where there's lots of flies, I think.
Fair enough. Hey, I've heard that Sweden is one of the places that isn't doing anything about the coronavirus. Is that true?
It's true. Yeah, they are very chill about it there. They're like, no, kids should still go to school. We can still have comedy shows as long as there's less than 50 people there. And they have the same amount of deaths as Canada.
Wait,
so,
per capita or total?
No, like total. But
smaller, right? There's fewer people there?
But there's fewer people there. So it's not really working out, but they dig their heels in and they've decided that We'll decide after if this was the right thing to do. Like, it's too early to judge. It's like,
Okay.
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 Yeah,
That's
gonna ride this out.
awesome.
Yeah, but no, but it's very like, it's like I'm in another world, like looking at my friends' feed and they're like, oh, I'm performing at a comedy show tonight, like physically in the flesh,
Wow.
at a bar, and it just feels like, oh my god, I remember when I used to do that. That was, way back. And
Yeah. Do you think that means that the Swedish don't deserve to live?
maybe.
Yeah.
I think no. Like, honestly, it's pretty hardcore. Like, it is pretty Viking. Like, you know what? We're just gonna, why should the economy suffer just because some people are gonna die? Like, it's gonna be such a small amount of people in the whole,
We'll just tank the dead grandmas and we'll come through the other side.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, they are just, expensive to keep alive anyway. Like,
I heard, honestly, didn't I hear that you guys like threw your old people off of cliffs or set them adrift on
Oh
ice
yes.
floes and
Yeah,
stuff?
exactly. Yeah, no, we do that. Yeah, it's just, that's actually really fun because that was in Midsummer, in that movie that came out last summer.
Okay.
And it was a very fun movie because some of the things that happen in that movie never happens in Sweden. And some of them happens quite often, like every year for Midsummer. So like some of the traditions are normal things that we do every year, and some of them were like killing people that we don't generally do.
Hold on. What were the normal? What are the weird normal traditions of Sweden?
Yule goat arson.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't think. Well, I mean, to me, they're not weird because we do them every year. But but for Midsummer, like, we do rice. We do dress a pole that is preferably, I know metric meters, probably 10 to 20 meters long. And then you dress that in flowers. You can do shorter ones too, obviously, if you don't have capacity. And then you make a cross and you hang the balls. The round things used to be.
Wait, you have a summer Christmas tree?
It's like a summer Christmas tree, yeah, but it's a fertility symbol. So it used to just be the pole and like the round things at the bottom, but it turned into a cross with the round things hanging, so it doesn't look as phallic. But we do one of those dressed in flowers, and then you sing songs and you dance around it, and then you put 7 different kinds of flowers underneath your pillow, and you will dream about the person you're gonna marry. And yeah, that's
I was gonna say it's sweet and cute.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, also
it is.
the borderline between sweet, cute, and rapey is, it can have a lot to do with your personal presentation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I will never come off sweet and cute.
You're sweet and cute to me, boo.
But I do come off a little rapey.
I mean, in the face paint, maybe.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
All right. Frida, it's wonderful having you. Come join us on the panel, hang out. We have another friend of the show. I'm very excited to have him back. We haven't had him in a couple weeks. Early in the internet series, he came in strong. He'd been kidnapped in the hostage video. At one point, he escaped. He seems to be living in some sort of alternate dimension. I don't understand what's going on with him. He's wonderful. We're almost certainly going to see his nipples. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome back to the show your friend and mine, the one and only, Sammy Benty. Oh, Jesus.
Oh!
Fuck. What is that? Hello? Hello?
Oh my good. I think I'm working.
Hello,
Sorry.
you're here. Welcome.
I wasn't sure how the transmission would work, considering I am coming to you from the future.
Okay.
I'm Sam Bendy of the past on this show, but I'm in the future, so I'm not Sam Bendy of the past. I'm future Sam, but the same Sam on the timeline that we're living in.
Oh, great. Okay, well,
This is a
Can't you tell?
what's going on in the future that you've decided to come back to the pandemic?
Only through video. This is the super time internet where it can travel through the space time 6G network. You know, it's
okay.
I'm scared of that 6G, dude.
I heard it makes
yeah. I just thought it'd be fun because I'm always trying to push the boundaries. I left myself a message in the past and I just got it. So now I'm coming back from the future to talk to you.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well then welcome. How is the future?
It's pretty good. It's a 2022 here.
All right.
What happened, dude? That's like 2 years from now. What?
Yeah.
It looks like everyone fucked gold dust from the WWE, bro.
It looks like you're trying not to get microwaved.
Don't be silly. We fucked gold dust from the WWE 1.5 years ago. A lot has happened even since then. Like, let me tell you, okay, well, we discovered the cure to the coronavirus, which, as you can see, is chrome and foil. So that's why I'm covered head to toe, and it really helps. All our food comes in just Corona tin now. It keeps the downside is you can't tell what it is at all.
Just label
so,
I'll show you.
It got this little fancy pop top.
Oh,
look at this! Look, we're in for a good night here.
Oh my God.
This is a 100% liquid hash.
Oh my God! What if we actually fucking eat it though?
Oh, it tastes like indica. And, in the future, you don't smoke weed or drink alcohol. You drink weed and you smoke. This is an alcohol vape.
All right.
Oh, I'm so drunk. Oh, man. The past is so silly thinking about it. I used to think that like smoking alcohol meant drinking bourbon or something, but nope. Now we live in a different type of future. I got some other future food here I want to tell you. Oh, I can really see my face mask going on. This is just a face mask. This is real gold. I got gold installed on this part of my face. But this is just a charcoal mask on the remaining human part of my face.
You still have your gold legs?
Yep.
Oh my God, that is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
I hate that.
See? It's just, and then that's where it stops. Right? That's where the gold starts. Okay, but no.
It jumped the shark, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, sharks. There hasn't been a shark on Earth since we fucked gold dust.
Oh God, please.
What
am I reading here?
BFGD, before fucking gold dust. That's what we.
I think I have to reevaluate my life.
So this is another piece of future food, as you can see, covered in corona repelling chrome. And this is a cloche. That's I don't know, a French word from the past. And look at that
ice cream sandwich.
Now, this, you know how they used to have like a lactose-free like ice cream bars?
Yeah.
This is an ice cream-free lactose bar. This is a pure lactose. No.
Didn't you once tell me you were lactose intolerant?
Yes, I'm very lactose intolerant. And this is because I stay in this like room all the time, this tinfoil room, and it keeps my stool completely liquid, so it travels through the stool tube into the machines that we power. Oh, did I tell you that we power machines? We just gave up the whole world to machines, like in 3 months from your timeline, and they just progress everything really quickly. We don't regret it one little bit. They don't take over. They let us do our thing in our tinfoil rooms, and it's pretty good. Like we travel to different planets in our solar system, like just in our solar system, nothing crazy yet. And you know how like Venus, it's super hot, right? Like it's got all that thick atmosphere, which we mainly thought that prevented us from living. But maybe what's your Frida? Scandinavian. We sent Scandinavian people to Venus because it's like a sauna, and the Finnish people just love it there. So now we just have an entire planet of Vikings, and
Awesome.
it's so that's something to look forward to. And so we went to there's the moon of Jupiter called Europa. And it's covered, and we've always thought that maybe like life lived underneath it, of these ice sheets in this water, the thermal vents. There might be some water because there's liquid water underneath this ice. Turns out there is, and they're really good at playing hockey. So now we play hockey against them in space. Oh man,
How are we doing?
let me check my Chrome book here
Oh,
to see what other jokes.
boo! Okay, you know what? I'm calling it. That's enough of this. That's enough. Sammy, you're welcome to stick around, but Jesus Christ, but this is. I thought we were only gonna get better at the show. I don't know what's happening. I don't. Okay, fine.
The future's bleak, guys.
You know what? That's enough guests. Let's just talk about some shit. We have some shit to talk about in the news. I have discovered. Apparently, I thought social justice was dead. I thought coronavirus killed it, but no. I found an article today telling me that Dungeons and Dragons orcs are racist. Anybody else heard all about this? No?
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
You told me this earlier. An orc is like.
Okay, so here's how it goes.
Okay, all right.
So, in the thick.
Can you get a spork?
What?
A spork?
Oh. In the thick nerd book, under the description of orcs, it says that they're violent and brutish and cannot overcome their nature very easily.
So why is everyone shocked that they're racist?
And then no, it's not that they are racist. It's that that's racist because some first year college blue hair chick did not have to worry about where her food was coming from and read that and decided that must mean that orcs are black people. So I really had hoped we would come out of this stronger, but apparently we are just going to have to suffer under the tyranny of idiots. I don't know. I've played plenty of Dungeons and Dragons in my time.
So are you raised? No, that's not how this works. Do you play an orc?
I think Dungeons and Dragons
is your character an orc?
I don't play. No, right. But I think that means that Dungeons and Dragons itself is racist, which is strange because when I started playing it, it was satanic. I don't know how it made that transition from being a boogeyman of the right wing to a boogeyman of the left wing. I don't know. Do you here have any Dungeons and Dragons experience that can pipe in on this bullshit?
All right.
I'm gonna guess that's a no.
I mean, I'd pipe right in, but obviously I'm not a huge enough nerd to be filling in on this conversation.
The fact that
you guys don't stalk internet forums about nerd pursuits? All right, fine, lame.
Just turned into the biggest high school bully. Like, hey, you fucking nerd, give me your lunch buddy.
I'm gonna give you a swirly, Morris.
Man. Also, you don't have the parts. Fine. There is something else. I have noticed that our nurses seem to be spending all their time doing dance numbers on the internet for us instead of saving our lives like the heroes that they're supposed to be.
I do happen to have a video clip for this if you want to do that.
Okay, yeah, I'm down. Let's see it. What do you got, Tanner? We silent.
All right.
Here we go.
Quick, fill the awkward seconds before. Yay, there we go.
Happening. Okay, so this nurse is in full hazmat gear, the whole thing, wiggling her butt.
She's having a seizure, dude. That's not dancing.
Okay, now that there's 3 or 4 of them having they're not. Are they? They are wearing gloves. They're wasting PPE for this. Okay.
I haven't seen any dabs yet. I'm upset about that.
You know what I don't see in any of these videos? I don't see patients that they're saving. Is that just me?
No, it's literally a lady
Oh, and then
coughing in the corner.
one nurse slow clapping. That's
All right,
that's a
everyone,
dis-
back to work.
That's a disaster. I thought that's the reason that we were cheering and clapping for all these people at 7 p.m. every night. Isn't that the case?
It's to give them a sick backbeat, Morris.
I thought they were heroes.
You're just jealous because you want to go outside and get coughed on.
Because I want to go outside and get what?
Coughed on.
Coughed on.
Yeah.
I
You know,
mean,
with the people.
I mean, listen, I might want somebody to spit in my mouth. Yes. That was true before the pandemic. Okay, that has not changed. That's not news. All right. So, if anybody out there in internet land wants to give me a communicable disease, I would love to add it to the collection.
This is great.
You're so open-minded. It's great.
I am. By the way, is that video still playing in a loop on the Twitch stream?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, Tanner, can we fix that?
That dude's got the best move. The fucking thumb the fingers up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing the half trump.
All right, it's off.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, good.
See,
Tanner's
my
back.
favorite Swedish tradition is they build this giant goat. It's about 20 feet tall out of hay every year, and almost every year somebody burns it down.
Okay.
No, just scratch the almost.
I've heard
It's 100%.
Yearly goat arson is
Yes.
the best Swedish tradition.
Yeah, they don't even try to stop it. Like it's gonna happen.
It is technically illegal, but they have yet to stop anyone.
Like,
Exactly.
stop building it out of flammable hay. Take one out of metal and call it a day.
I guess, right?
Yeah.
No, we need the hay.
Frida, can you fill us in? Where does this goat thing happen?
It happens in Gävle, which is it's a lovely city. I think probably about 2 hours north of Stockholm.
Okay.
It's traditionally so though. Like Stockholm is very like if you look at Sweden, if my hand is Sweden, Stockholm is like here.
Okay.
And Gävle is like here, but everyone considers Stockholm the border, and then everything north of Stockholm is Northland. Like that's just
Okay.
yeah. So
Above the wall, you mean?
Yeah.
but pretty much. It's just north of the wall from there, even though it's like an hour's drive, but it's just like classically.
Deep in the woods of the most wildest white people is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Yes. That was so convincing. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
No, I'm loving like I really loved Midsummer and like all creepy like Nordic just things. They're great. Like because Vikings were pretty.
You guys do have a certain kind of goth, don't you?
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. Well,
There's
I
the-
mean.
Yeah, and not just metalheads or traditional Viking shit, but like also like weirdly modern Scandinavian frightening shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
totally.
weird. Because you guys project this air to the rest of the world of like a nice, bubbly, friendly,
Quite wholesome.
wholesome, like wonderful people, and there's like just murder inside of you. And
Yeah.
it's not just the Finnish; it's also the
Totally.
Swedish.
Yeah, no, there's like Swedish. We've had so many like horror book writers, like just like criminal writers, but also just movies coming out, like horror movies that are themed such. But I mean, just looking at Viking and like Norse gods and everything, it's like it's pretty good for it. And like we have like witch traditions. Like that's actually something that I'm sad that I won't be there for tomorrow. Like a very, very nice Swedish tradition is the last day of April. You light a huge fire.
A lot of fires.
You light
I
a
like
fire
it.
and
A
you
lot of fire.
sing to welcome the spring.
Oh, yeah,
And
I like that.
Right. Welcome to spring. By
Yeah.
burning stuff down.
What better way to welcome the warmth by setting anything alight?
I'm on board with that.
There's gonna be a lot of people are doing like the choirs are having live streamed of the choir, so I'm gonna try to get in on one of those and
That's
just
cool.
because it's it's those things that we do that they don't feel so pagan, but once you come here and we're like, oh, we light the big fire and say welcome to spring, then
Do you
it
guys
like
still think of yourselves as pagan?
no, but like, I mean, we don't like it's a Christian.
How many people do you know still worship the old gods?
Oh, just a couple. No, no one. Like it's not. It's that's just for like heritage. Like Sweden is
And for bands.
Yes,
No
exactly.
one in
Well,
public.
it was Christian, and then it turned not Christian very abruptly in the 70s, and everyone's just like, "Ah, we're not Christian anymore." And then so now it's just a big atheist, like socialist. Like we pray to the god of socialism, I guess. Like it's very much like everyone's exactly the same. Everyone has the same value. Everyone has the right to everything the same. But it's not communist. You can still buy things. Like it's a weird mix of capitalism and that kind of like mentality that like you're no better than anyone else. Like,
So like the welfare state, but we occasionally hold pseudo sacrifices in the woods. I'm down.
yeah,
I like that.
exactly.
Oh, hey,
Yes.
not to interrupt, just real quick. I do notice we have a friend of the show in chat. We have Andy in chat. If that's the Andy, I think it is. I'd just like to let you know, reach out to Tanner. We'd love to have you on the show real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any case, there are some other things that have popped up in my weekly perusals of the internet, which is the only way that I can come across news. I have found out that we have a community leaders that are doing an outstanding job modeling good pandemic behavior, especially considering the kind of people that they lead are not predisposed to that. Are you guys all also trying to follow the model, the pandemic model of Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, of the Insane Clown Posse?
They are as always leaders.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
are icons.
I think they're fantastic in this case. They, of course, they canceled the Gathering of the Juggalos, which is good. That's regular. Everything got canceled. But also, I mean, the Gathering of the Juggalos does have a place called Hepatitis Lake. So it's probably for the best that they did. But also, they're like releasing videos, they're doing Juggalo home cooking. One of them has a video called "Going Ham on This Ham," which I fucking love.
I would be surprised if Peugeot was like did the accounting for all the juggalos.
Peugeot is a secret juggalo.
Like underground is like, yeah, I got you guys.
Peugeot, are you secretly a juggalo?
I'm not secretly a juggalo, but I can't help but feel that we'd get along.
Yeah. I can see that.
Like I feel like they'd embrace me.
You're right. You're just not about the face paint. Too much.
I break out in a rash. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I have
of
very
course,
sensitive skin.
you, I'm sure, like every other sane, rational human being, at least agree with juggalos on the idea that we should throw human shit at tequila, right?
Who is tequila?
Tequila? Okay. Tequila was
I just know that they like Faygo.
Yes, that's true. She got famous in the late 90s.
Yeah.
For having nice tits, basically.
Okay.
And then she got hired to go to the Gathering of the Juggalos, where she was an awful cunt until Juggalos threw human shit at her.
That is one way of reinforcing positive pro-social behavior.
Right. Yeah, certainly that. Also,
it works for monkeys and it works for us.
She is I think, half Filipino white supremacist, so that's really nice.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah, full Hitler.
Fun stuff.
Right? That's fantastic. So I don't know, everybody.
I didn't know that she was full Hitler. That just ruined those tits for me.
Yeah, totally. Right?
I'm so mad now.
It's also the reason that I can't enjoy porn with Riley Reid in it anymore. She's not. I mean, I'm sure she is racist. She seems like she's racist, but she recently, by recently I mean about a year ago, did an interview where she talked about how she lost her virginity by forcing herself on an unwilling dude in a movie theater. And now I can't come to her anymore, which sucks because the kind of porn that I like is like I do like the compilations and the porn music videos and they'll like surprise you with people. And almost there, and then Riley Reid pops up. I'm like, damn it!
I have the exact same problem, but with James Dean.
Oh yeah, but his was like a little bit murkier, wasn't it?
Oh, his was pretty bad. But the problem is that James Dean is also in everything good porn-wise.
Oh, right. Like legit.
I mean, he's he's fucking sought after.
James
fucking Dean.
I mean, it's definitely that, but also if you want the kind of pornography where a woman is supremely disrespected, but you want to know in the back of your head
she's okay,
that she's probably okay, then James Dean is in it, unfortunately.
Yeah, 100%.
Like if there is a woman that owns ID that is licking a toilet, James Dean is there. I gotta tell you, it's ruined it for me.
Yeah, a lot of rubber glove, like, cleaning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This ain't Star Trek has been ruined forever for me.
This ain't Star Trek.
Yeah. James Dean porn's always had that soap opera glow around his dick. You know?
All I want to see is he Spock fuck that lady again, and I can't.
It is a fairly. I mean, I don't have strong dick opinions, but it is a fairly nice dick.
It glows, dude. It glows. Like, I mean, come on.
Is this like a J.J. Abrams thing, where just like there's constant lens flares off of his penis?
Yeah.
I think it's a natural magical aura.
Yeah.
See, I'll never feel betrayed by my favorite porn star, Ryan Creamer. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but if you
I know the cream.
If you don't mind some particularly egregious, not safe for work ads, my favorite Pornhub channel is by Ryan Creamer, and it has just the most wholesome videos. Like one's just titled "I Disinfect the Casting Couch." It just has a smiling man cleaning down a casting couch. He also has a POV forehead kiss compilation.
He's a college humor writer, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yes, he is. He's Canadian.
He has a 16-second video entitled "I encourage you to continue trying to find the video that you'll come to," which I find a little risque for him. Actually. Yeah, and I take it.
I always feel so I'm always disappointed going to porn when there's a category that says like, you know, this is popular in Canada, and I'm always hoping it'll be like a mountie smushing crafting around some girl's tits or something, but it's never remotely Canadian. Like, just include some maple syrup once in a while. Like,
sorry.
It's just always stepdaughters and stepsons and stepmoms and stepdads. Like,
it's very popular.
I don't get it. I don't judge anyone for being into that. Go for it. But I don't get it. I want more craft dinner.
Yeah, well, I will say, firstly,
Here we go.
The point is not
defending it. I just is
step family porn. They only say that because they were worried that they couldn't just say family porn. It has nothing to do with a broken up marriage.
It is a thin veneer of propriety.
Yeah, it's the civility baked into incest pornography. Yes. That is exactly what that is.
If you need the illusion they're not genetically related, we're here for you. But if you don't want it to be too obvious that they're not related, we've got you covered. Either way, you can indulge your sick fantasies.
I read an article one time actually that told me that most people that are into that kind of porn, family porn, are not actually picturing their actual family in the thing, and in fact, when they do so, it ruins it.
They're picturing their stepfamily.
I mean, they're not picturing the actual people in their family or stepfamily. They're picturing like an abstract concept of a sister, right? So there's that.
Fire one off already. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. I guess
why just dive in?
Why does
why do you need so much fucking just?
Why does it have to be so complicated to come?
I got shit to do today.
This seems overly complicated. After all, my sister is way hotter than any hypothetical sister.
Oh. Now, your sister looks exactly like you. Is that?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, right. She does.
Butch me.
You are.
Which is why she's so stunning.
I'm picturing the two of them colliding like two floating glaciers, just
Like
smashing into each other
colliding?
with like just a crushing ice sound, right?
Like two scissors? Like colliding?
No, like two glaciers floating in the ocean, bumping into each other. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
don't know what I'm going to do.
Or like two hot air balloons in a midair collision.
Hot.
Yeah, just like a blimps dogfighting.
Oh God. Fights. Jesus fucking Christ. I hate my life, and this has been such a weird episode. All right. You know what? It's been like an hour. Does anybody have anything they need to plug? Peugeot, I know you have a podcast. Talk to us about it real
I
quick.
do. It is called Fat, French, and Fabulous. It is true crime and history, and we did a recent case on child abduction, so that is very fun.
Wonderful. Does anybody else have any plugs they want to do? Okay. All right. Listen, this has been the Meltdown, and we are melting down. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I'm considering killing myself. I dyed my hair. That's a warning sign. I gotta go. This has been Ty and all of our guests. Thank you, Ms. Peugeot, Ms. Hallgren, Mr. Benty. I've been Morris Bartlett. You've been an audience. Thank you. Good night.